Austin, Texas is going through so many changes right now. In fact, it's getting denser and more populated, even though people think that everyone is fleeing Austin. Today, what I want to go through is talk about some of the major projects that are coming that are making Austin more dense. So my question to you is, does this make Austin better? Does it make it worse? And by the way, I want to make sure that if you're not already following this channel, I talk about all of the things happening for the Austin real estate market, but I love to talk about what's actually happening to Austin. This whole channel has been built on me talking and having an honest conversation with you, the viewer, about what it's like to actually live in Austin. Many realtors, like myself, will just sell you something, right? And my job here with this channel is not to sell you anything, but to give you the facts of what you need. My name is Jeremy Knight, your favorite Austin realtor. Let's get right into it. So Austin is expanding like crazy. It's one of the major expansion that we're seeing has to do with transportation. Number one is the I-35 expansion. This is what you really need to know about the I-35 expansion. I-35 is about to get a lot worse. And is this because of city council's incompetence, or is this because they went too bold? You tell me in the comment section. The city just released a scaled back plan for the Cap and Stitch project. And let's just say it's not the bold vision people were hoping for. Instead of covering I-35 with parks and plazas across downtown, the city is now only committing to the bare minimum, 2 cap locations, one from Cesar Chavez to 4th Street and the other from 11th to 12th. Well, this is because they are running out of money. City leaders say they can't afford to go over $750 million on a new bond debt, especially with a massive 2026 bond already on the table. That needs to fund parks, roads, and affordable housing too. Now, analysis just confirmed what everyone has feared, that these highway projects won't pay for themselves. So what were they trying to do? They were trying to reconnect East Austin and West Austin, new public spaces, more walkability, more development opportunities, and healing a highway that split the city in 2 generations long ago. And to make things worth $105 million federal grant we were counting on, probably gone, stalled by budget renegotiations in DC. So I-35, crazy, we need this, or do we not need it? You tell me in the comment section. But the next thing that's really going to impact Austin is, in fact, the train situation. Now, as you know, voters voted on this train package. It has not been exactly what they said it was going to be, but let's actually go into this, because this train, this light rail that's coming through Austin, is actually going to change Austin. It is the impetus of what's happening in Austin as far as a change goes. So let's actually read this. This $7.1 billion Austin light rail is officially moving forward, despite some legislative efforts that could have derailed the build out, pun intended. Austin's light rail system is moving forward on schedule, but it won't be going to the airport anytime soon, if even ever. Are you upset about the fact that this might not go to the airport, really how it was initially designed? Well, the Transportation Partnership announced that it is going to put out a request for qualifications for its final design and construction contract, which should last until the light rail opens in 2030. And the deadline for this is actually July 3rd. The contract for this RFQ will be in the $3 to $4 billion range. That's half the budget of the $7.1 billion. Overall, the build out is going to be 9.8 miles, 15 station light rail route, and is expected to cost $7.1 billion. Now, reports have come out that this is actually going to far exceed $7.1 billion. I want to know what your thoughts are on being sold the fact it was going to be 7.1. It's obviously going to be way more, and not even close to what they promised. ATP plans to implement a separate RFQ process for the build out of the 62-acre operations and maintenance facility that is proposed to be built near the intersection of US 183 and 71. Major problems still exist, with half the funding still up in the air, as federal funding has not been secured, and the timeline for the build out being 2033 will not include the extension of the airport and won't reach the soccer stadium, which was initially built in the project. While the light rail is still in the planning phase, it's already having a wider impact on Austin, because the city is proposing increase in maximum heights for buildings and parts of West Campus, neighborhood, and even more. In fact, let's get to some of those things right now. But overall, what are your thoughts on the train? It's not going to the airport, it's not going to the soccer stadium, and we don't even have all the funding for it yet. I know I've been harping about it on this channel for a long time, but the question belongs to you, not to me. What are your thoughts on this? And as we talk about the redevelopment, we are noticing that Austin is going way more dense. And the next few projects I talk about are going to be that. And in fact, so downtown is trying to get bigger on paper, and they're actually trying to make West Campus more like downtown. Here's what you need to know. A new city plan could officially expand downtown into UT and West Campus, one of the most densely populated areas in the entire state. Share this with a friend that went to UT and might be concerned about this growth. The city just proposed the Center City District Plan, which would redraw downtown's boundaries to include the University of Texas, West Campus, and parts of South Central Waterfront. That means areas once known for student housing, quirky apartments, and campus culture could soon be rezoned for high-rises, office towers, and major mixed-use projects. Well, why now? Because these neighborhoods already feel like downtown. Developers are building taller, prices are rising, and the city wants to guide the growth instead of reacting to it. And here's the kicker. This plan could fast track more luxury towers, denser housing, and big commercial projects next to UT. City planners say it's to improve transportation, safety, and public space, but it also could mean higher land values, rising rents, and big pressure on what's left of Austin's student housing. Now, it's just not West Campus that's being revitalized. The Bingo Hall redevelopment in North Austin, this is another project that's coming online, adding more units. Here's what you need to know. Austin City Council just approved a massive rezoning for Anderson Square, the strip center with a Hobby Lobby, the Planet Fitness, and the Star Bingo. You know that big gorilla? Yeah. It could soon become a vertical mixed-use tower with 24,000 resident units, 2.4 million square feet of office and retail and hotel and more. Do you like this density push coming to North Austin? And do you think Austin needs more of this density? This zoning is going to have a height of up to 250 feet, a Florida area ratio of 8.1, 95% building coverage, and 0-foot setbacks. This is a serious urban density unit, and it's less than a mile from the North Lamar Transit Center, right in the path of the future Austin's Project Connect. The developers, longtime Austin investors Jim and Jimmy, have agreed to include up to 15% affordable housing, pedestrian and bike-friendly design, and even support neighborhood improvements. And yes, the pink gorilla statue behind the Bingo Hall might stay. This could be one of the most important transit-oriented developments in Austin, especially as the city pushes to add housing near rail. So overall, what are your thoughts on the redevelopment heading even to North Austin? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. And oh yeah, by the way, it's not just North Austin, the waterline, the heart of Austin, Lady Bird Lake, Town Lake. However, in fact, what do you think it is? Is it Town Lake, Lady Bird Lake? You tell me in the comment section. But let's talk about the 305 South Congress. Now, this could get caught up in litigation and not happen, but this is what they are talking about coming here on 305 South Congress. 600-foot tall tower coming to the Austin waterline. Here, a new project is up for conversation. So this is right to the edge of Lady Bird Lake, just across from downtown, and this isn't another tower. This could mark the beginning of a downtown Austin expanding south of the river, 200 East Riverside Drive, 4 prime acres in the heart of South Center Waterline. It's currently home to a dead 1970s office building, but if developers get their way, it could soon be transformed into a massive mixed-use hub with 900 resident units, 1.3 million square feet of office space, 500-room hotel, and 30,000 square feet of retail right on the ground floor. You tell me, do we need this in Austin? They're looking to connect this too with the Project Connect blue line, so this would be right along the railroad that's going to take people up to the Domain and the soccer stadium. But before any of this gets built, the city must approve a major zoning change, turning this into a PUD, so a planned utility development. Oh, and that's not the only project that's coming to the waterline. Let's actually talk about this other waterfront project that is going to be hitting right across the street from the Statesman building. A $2 billion project on Austin's waterline could hit delays, in fact, be canceled completely lately. This is all because a Travis County judge just heard arguments that could decide the fate of 305 South Congress, planned for the former Austin American Statesman site across from Lady Bird Lake. We're talking 6 massive towers, 1,478 residential units, 1.5 million square feet of office, 150,000 square feet of restaurants and retail, and a brand new waterline park. But a local environmental group, Save Our Springs Alliance, says Austin broke the law when it approved the project, claiming the public wasn't properly notified or given a real chance to comment. Their argument is this wasn't just zoning. The plan included major changes to environmental protections, building height rules, and land use restrictions. Attorneys for the developers, Endeavor Real Estate and Cox family, say they followed all notice laws and held 9 public meetings. The judge hasn't ruled yet, but if this lawsuit succeeds, it could halt permits, fee waivers, and even stop an entire redevelopment. Overall, what were your thoughts on these 2 waterfront projects taking up this area? I don't know how I feel about it. I love the skyline of downtown. Will this add to the skyline? Will these 2 projects hurt the skyline? That's up for you. But let's actually talk about the 66-story building that's going to be going downtown as well. What are your thoughts on all of this? Another skyline-changing tower sits 66 stories coming to downtown Austin. Karori Residential, the same developer behind 6th and Guadalupe, and the record-breaking Waterline just got a green light for its 66-story mixed-use tower at 701 West 6th Street. Here's what's going to be coming: 413 residential units, ground floor retail space, and it's pushing Austin's downtown density bonus to the limit, doubling its floor area ratio from 15.1 to 30:1. Here's the catch though: this site falls under the Capitol View Corridor, which means even though they're going to go big, they're going to have to build smart and stay within the height limits. And while this might sound like more skyline hype, don't expect cranes quite yet. Austin's market is soft right now. High interest rates, construction costs, and vacancy concerns are delaying projects all over town. Even Karori's competitors like Wilson Capital have hit pause. Okay, we just went through a whole lot of different things. I wonder, what do you think about all these projects? Are these projects good for Austin? Are they bad for Austin? Do you like these density pushes that Austin is pushing? You tell me in the comment section. I'm just the guy delivering the news. You tell me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.